Alright, today we're going to cover putting in spark plugs in an 06 Cadillac DTS with the North Star V8. And of course, you know, you look at these things, you can't see anything. So what we're going to do is remove these front two covers. I've already got them off and just laid back into position to where you can see what I'm talking about. This front cover right here and this cover right here we're going to remove. Now this front cover, the one covering the radiator, it's going to have a series of these little tabs that hold them in there. I'm going to show you how these work. When you see them, they're going to be flush like this. Take a screwdriver and depress the middle button in, and you'll be able to pull these all these little retainers straight out. Then you'll be able to fish this around the upper radiator hose like so. It has a lip right here that holds onto the radiator hose. Slide it off the upper radiator hose, remove it from the vehicle. This cover here just pulls straight up. Like I say, I've already got mine off. Grab it firmly on both sides and I'll pull it straight up. And then you'll be looking at an engine. There's our series of the front four. They're very easy to get to. And as you can tell, they got a little Torx head screw that holds down the coils. So what you want to do is remove those Torx head screws. Depress the locking tab down on the wiring harness. I usually stick a screwdriver in right here between the coil top and the thick part of the plastic here, and just twist it a hair, and that'll push them back off of there because they're usually pretty tight. But that'll cover the front four. The back four are a little bit more difficult. The reason being is you got this valve right in the way. What you got to do is remove these 10mm retaining bolts on the rear valve of the engine. I'm going to back up so you can see what I'm talking about. Right back there at the rear of the engine, that valve, you're going to remove them tins. Down below there, below the firewall, there's going to be two more tins. You can feel them with your hands. Just reach a wrench down there and take them out. And there'll also be, there's two tins on the metal tube that connects to that, and there's one more tin on that bracket. So altogether we'll do these three tins on the bracket, these two, and the one down there, and we'll remove the two off the hose on down, and knock the cigarette off. We'll knock the two down off the tube around the back. Then we'll be able to pick this little plastic cover up and get to the rear four spark plugs. And I'm going to do that now. I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, and that's your valve once it's been removed. And I'm going to place it in there so you can see how it fits. It goes straight back in there like so. So what you'll do is undo the hose here, undo your two, undo your one. And your two that are down there on this tube can be reached by just taking an extension and coming up from the back side, going straight down on the nuts, and that'll place the extension about this height so you can get straight to these two nuts. You'll think they'll be hard to get to, but not too bad. Just reach around, follow the hose, find the nut with your fingers by sliding them around the back, put the extension on it, and take them right off. One time you got this valve all the way out of the way, we'll place it over here. Then we'll pop this plastic cover off that will expose the back four spark plugs. And again, we'll do them the same as we did the front. We'll just remove the Torx, unplug them, and pull the coils out and be able to get straight to the spark plugs. And that'll be it. Then we'll put it all back together and see how she runs. Alright, I'm done with the rear spark plugs, but I wanted to take a chance and tell you the little trick I've learned about doing those. There's a long recess into the head where the spark plugs sink down into the head, and it's hard to get to. And when you're trying to get this in between the firewall with the proper length extension, it just won't reach. So what I'll do is drop a 3-inch extension with my socket down in the hole, and that'll put it just almost level with the cylinder head. It'll only be down just a hair. Then I'll drop in my second 3/8 extension and hook it up. Use my wrench to take it out. Then, one time I've gotten this plug loosened up, I'll pull the entire unit up, separate it here, and then remove this part of the spark plug. Then to remove the spark plug from the cylinder head, I'll usually use an old boot off of a wiring harness. I'll just stick it down in there to grab a hold of the spark plug and pull it out for me. Or you can use a piece of vacuum line, long needle nose pliers, whatever you can get, but the needle nose pliers won't work on the rear, obviously, for the firewall, so I'll stick this down in the hole and pull it out. A rubber hose, 3/8, will work just fine for extracting them out the hole. But the rear's done. I'm fixing to put the valve back on and we'll fire it up. Oh yeah, that's running. That's how you know your shit's doing good.
Dude, I say